Welcome back, everybody, to the Super Smash Bros. Fighter Ballot series of videos I've been doing of characters that potentially you could vote for. That would be kind of cool and interesting and possibility choices they could pretty much have for Smash Brothers, not just for the Fighter Ballot, for potential future games too, depending on how the stars align and if they're still relevant at the time. But we're doing Fire Emblem characters. I've been doing a long list of Fire Emblem characters. I really think there's a lot of potential possibility choice for that because it just has so many freaking cool characters. That's the reason why I wanted to dedicate a 10 series list of this list itself to Fire Emblem characters. And I've already done numerous ones. Right now we are at number 48 of the Super Smash Bros. Fighter Ballot series of videos list. And the next Fire Emblem character I'm going to talk about is going to be from a more recent game as well. 2 games, in fact. And it's Elincia, Princess Queen Elincia. You know, from Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn on the GameCube and Wii, respectively. Why do I think she would make sense to be put in this, Smash Brothers, series? Well, first off, it would be kind of like a character that represents 2 games, kind of like how Ike is. So it'd be like how I mentioned Micaiah. Like Fire Emblem, Awakening got double characters. So like Ike's games were fairly popular enough in and of himself. So represent it with another character, and then just like Ike, this is another character that represents both games. In terms of appearance, it's the more, princess queen-esque, look. I don't know. You probably would want to go more for her look in the Awakening DLC or like in Radiant Dawn more than Path of Radiance. Because Path of Radiance, she fought a little bit, but she wasn't really used a whole lot in that game. She really was she even playable in that game? I forgot. I know she may have had a few missions. But I think it was mostly Radiant Dawn when she actually was fighting. In terms of look, can kind of go for both. Like you can go for the more Queen-esque look from that could fight in Radiant Dawn, or her more armored fighter look from the Awakening DLC. Moveset potential. She does have a lance spear that she uses, so she would be like how I said, Ephraim. Different than using swords, although I do think she's capable of using swords, but I'm not sure. It's been a long time, people, since I've played either of those games. So I'm not fully sure, but I know she could use at least a lance spear, so that would be visually different. She's a Pegasus Knight, so you can kind of include her Pegasus as a potential part of her moveset. Probably the final smash, although maybe it can kind of be even like, Wario's motorcycle, where she can kind of summon it during the game and ride it. Kind of like how I even mentioned Sigurd with his horse. And visually, she's different. Green hair, princess queen look, and she wouldn't fight like anyone else, in the Smash Brothers series so far that from Fire Emblem. And in terms of popularity, I think the Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn got at least a decent liking, both of them. Especially because these are games that were localized, so the entire world can enjoy them and were able to play them, so it wasn't just a Japan exclusive game. And I do think she was one of the more popular female characters from that part of the series, from that saga right there. So, in terms of popularity and demand, not as much as others, but more so than others, and she's relevant to the series, especially Fire Emblem in general, because she's in 2 games. So she's kind of like a Marth type character, an Ike type character that's in multiple games. She's relevant to the story, especially in Radiant Dawn, when she has to be the queen and take over and lead her kingdom. And moveset potential, Pegasus Knight, spear, lance, everything, just vastly different. That's all I can really think about for her. Put in the comment section what you guys think. Do you think Queen Elincia should be a potential Fire Emblem character in the Smash Bros. Series, or do you think someone else, like I mentioned all the time for these Fire Emblem ones especially, do you think another Fire Emblem character deserves to be in it above her? Do you think she's even relevant now, even though she's still Awakening DLC and might be an if as DLC probably, because I'm sure that's all going to happen again. Put in the comment section what you guys think, the comment section, and we'll discuss it there. See you all later.